Hey real estate enthusiasts, welcome to Real Estate 101. Real Estate 101 is a series where I walk you through everything you need to know about buying a home, from dream to reality and to life post-possession. I'm Val, I'm a licensed realtor with Royal LePage Solutions with over 15 years of experience. I'm very passionate about real estate and I love helping navigate people through the buying and selling process. But enough about me. Today we're going to talk about buying from a builder. So you want to buy a new house, and this is not just a new to you house, this is a brand new house. Congratulations, you're going to be working with a builder. Working with a realtor while working with a builder can be equally important because a realtor is going to protect your interests and make sure that everything that you want in this home is going to be specified in writing and that you're not going to overpay, especially for the endless upgrades that they're going to try and sell you. In order to work with a realtor when you're working with the builder as well, it's important that the realtor registers with the builder and the show home prior to you attending the show home. On occasion, we do register after the fact, or I've reached out to a builder and said, hey, what kind of spec homes do you have coming up? How long are you taking for construction? When is this phase of these lots being released? So that we can get an idea. And then you may have wandered into the show home and they still recognize that you're my client and I'm going to represent you. The importance of this distinction is because the builder will only pay the realtor if the realtor has been registered and acknowledged as your representative in the transaction. So that's one of the big and most important things in having the realtor represent you. Otherwise, you could end up paying us instead of the builder, and we know you don't want that to happen. The other reason you may want to use a realtor is because we actually are licensed and we carry errors and omissions insurance. The sales staff in the showroom are non-licensed and they can't sell you anything but that builder's product. They're trained to only sell you the product and to sell you the upgrades, and they're paid accordingly. So they don't actually have your best interest at heart and they don't owe you any fiduciary duties. Unlike a realtor, we have fiduciary duties and we have to look out your best interests from start to finish. Alberta has many great builders, big and small, boutique, specialty, and high-end builders. And most of them are absolutely wanting to work with realtors, and they actually sometimes prefer working with realtors because we can get things moving along quicker. One of the big things though when working with a builder is figuring out if they have any spec homes, because those are obviously the biggest bang for your buck. They're usually also the quickest because they're under construction, and sometimes we can even still choose some of the changes so it's customized and is perfect for you. Spec homes are often not on MLS. They're sent to us via email periodically, depending on which contacts we have with which builders and what parts of the city you're looking in. I tend to get weekly spec homes that are coming up from different builders and different price ranges. So those are the bigger ones that I would recommend you go with first. But let's say you're starting from scratch. You have a year to wait because it does take about 9 months to build a home. So you want to pick that particular lot and you have everything in mind because this is going to be your forever home. The first thing we want to do is look at the different phases and subdivisions to see which lot. Not all lots are created equal, and I would definitely say a third party coming in to help you pick your lot would be very wise, especially in determining the value of that lot, than to allow the builder to sway you to take one of the lots that they're hoping to finish out of an old phase that maybe everybody else had picked over, or a lot that they're hoping to sell because it's more of the entryway into the new subdivision, and your house being there is going to help them sell the other lots in the area. So picking a lot is a bit of an art form. You have to do a lot of 3D imagination because you have to figure out which way the sun's going to lie based on where the other houses are going to be, and also understanding what those big open fields are going to be one day, because you don't want to be necessarily right next door to the commercial space. Some people have a hang up about being right in front of the school as well because of all the potential parking, traffic, school buses, and kids that are going to be going around that area. Picking a lot is definitely a skill, and it's best to have a professional help you with that decision. So great, you've picked your lot, and now the fun starts. You get to pick the model of home you want to put on the lot. The models can range in price because they're going to be varied in size, walkout, layout. Certain floor plans may cost you more if you want that walk-through pantry from the garage versus having it just be a pantry that you have to go around. That's going to be an upcharge if you want extra tall ceilings, which leads me to the next thing. You can buy their base model and floor plan. and you will save a lot of money, but as soon as you start making changes, there's going to be some charges.
The price in the brochure is for the basic model. Everything else is a la carte. The grand foyer is an extra $14,000.
Some changes are minor and it's not even going to be, you're not even going to feel it in your mortgage payment, but some costs are going to be bigger and they may not be worth it. So you have to really determine your use of the property and is it going to be worth it for you. One of the upgrades that I think is really good is to have a separate door into your basement, to have it dug out a bit and have that side entrance, because one day you might want to suite your basement, you might want to have your in-laws living in the basement, or when your kids get a little bit older and you don't want them down the hall from you, you can move them into the basement and they can have a completely separate entrance. You can even charge them rent. So that is one upgrade that is worth doing, and that can range anywhere from $1,200 to $2,500 depending on the landscape and the lay of the land. But that's one upgrade that I do encourage. It used to be an upgrade to have a rough-in in the basement because a lot of builders will not finish the basement as part of the base price. But now, increasingly, they're giving you the rough-in so you don't have to worry about that. But that used to be an upgrade that I would also encourage people to pay. Most builders will offer things in packages. So they call them different things. Some may call them the prairie, some may call it the arts and crafts style, but they just have names for the different levels of packages. And within each packages comes your level of finishings, and as well as the cost associated with it and the colors that you're allowed to pick within that palette. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say there's your base, there's your medium, and then there's your higher end. So generally speaking, depending on the community and the value of the lot, you're usually good to go with your medium one. That's usually going to get you all the things that you want, like your stone on your countertops, probably throughout in all your bathrooms, not just in your kitchen. It's probably going to get you the higher end finishing on the cabinets, so maybe dovetailing, soft close hardware. You're probably going to you'll still get like the wire shelves in your pantry. It's not the higher end, but how sophisticated does your shelving need to be to hold a bunch of cans and toilet rolls? Like, it doesn't need to be extremely fancy.
I love it, Terry, but we still can't afford everything.
It's my very own Sophie's choice.
So picking the package, it's good to go with the medium one. I find when we go on the resale end, and this is where we really see the pinch of the upgrades, if you bought the main builder grade package, you will have problems reselling your property if you change your mind and decide to sell that home down the road. They're not as good quality. They tend to wear a lot faster, and they tend to be a more dated look. And you want to have something that has a little bit more durability and probably a more classic look for the neighborhood when it comes time to sell. Some of the upgrades that I caution people on. Number one, having the builder finish your basement. To finish the basement, it's only going to be about 3% of the value of the price, and I recommend doing it as an aftermarket thing. Hire a contractor, spend the time living in the house first to decide exactly how you want to use that basement, especially if you're moving in and you don't actually need to use the basement right away, because your needs will change over time, and it's better to do the basement the right way the first time than to have to redo stuff. The other thing is builders have a huge upcharge on finishing that basement, and you will not see that back at resale value. So if you're setting the price on the basement, unless they're offering a deal, and I have seen some builders bring down the price to finish the basement to help sell the house, and then it's not worth doing the basement till afterwards. The other downside of having the builder do your basement is now the cost of your basement is in your mortgage, and you're essentially paying the cost of the basement with the price of the house over 20 or 25 years. So it's actually costing you a lot more for that basement than just the 3%. If you wait, live in there for a bit, save the money, then refinish your basement, it's actually going to cost you a lot less in the long run, and you're going to recoup that money when you sell it. The next upgrade that a lot of people fuss over is appliances. And I know everybody wants the latest, greatest appliances, but do you really need your fridge talking to you and to be transparent so you can actually see what's in your fridge and have it connected to your phone to see if you need ketchup or not? That's actually a lot of extra maintenance that most people are not. It seems like a great idea. You don't need to upgrade your appliances. Most builders will include an appliance allowance, and I've seen some very healthy appliance allowances, somewhere $8,000-$10,000 and upwards, depending on the property and the value of the home. So what I would suggest is take the appliances as they're being offered, and if necessary, buy your own washer and dryer. Washer and dryers can last 20 years, especially if you buy good ones. So why not just buy those separately and leave the standard appliances in the kitchen? For the most part, they have picked good quality appliances, and sometimes even have the option to buy an extended warranty if that'll make you feel better, but I wouldn't put your money into appliances. Technically, they're chattel items and they don't go to the resale of the home, so get what you enjoy, get what's going to be the utility that it was purposed for, and then put some money into the appliances that you can't get within that budget, which is usually the washer and dryer. Sometimes people want to get a water softener as well, because those items are the ones that are really going to count. And those ones you might actually want to take with you to your next property. There are some other upgrades that will be offered to you, and personally, a lot of them are aesthetic. So ceilings, instead of popcorn, you might have knockdown or a smooth finish. That is completely up to you what you want to do, and it is something buyers will notice. Will you get your money back out? Not necessarily, depends on the price, because it could be $3,500 to change the textured ceilings. However, if you're going to live there in the next 5 to 10 years and then you go to sell your home, that updated ceiling might actually help sell your house quicker because it'll show better and brighter. So maybe it is worth putting that little bit of extra money in. Sometimes you get an option to have a 9-foot ceiling on your second floor, not just your main floor. If you're over 6 feet tall, you might want to have that option too, because you can't add that aftermarket. So it may be worth it to you. Again, will it help in your resale? It'll probably expedite the sale because it's going to make your home look bigger and brighter all throughout the house. The light will really bounce. But will you actually get dollar for dollar? That's hard to say. But your house will certainly look and sell faster if your neighbors did not get the 9-foot ceilings and you did. Another upgrade that actually comes in quite handy and is very inexpensive, less than $1,000. A lot of people will add a man door to their garage. That means you can go from your backyard into your garage without having to open the overhead door. And you may think it's not a big deal until you want to pull the shovel out, but you don't want to open the garage and have snow blowing in your garage, or you want to bring a dog in through the garage instead of directly into the house and extend a dog run along the side of your house. And on average, it's only about $750 to add that man door, and the easiest time to do it is during construction. If you do it post-construction, it could be a lot more and a lot more complicated. So that is one upgrade that if it's important to you, I would definitely talk to the builder and have that added in. It's not always something that is added in. Then there's a bunch of other little upgrades that, yes, definitely could add some value. Gas fireplaces, especially if there's one that's going to go into the basement, but also on the main floor. Hardwood floors is another big one. I like it when there's one flooring per level. So if it is going to have a carpet in the family room and it's that little bit more to just extend the hardwood, definitely by all means, I would pay that little bit of upcharge. I find it is exorbitantly expensive to add hardwood throughout the second floor. I would say live on the carpet that is being given to you for free with the price of the house, and as time passes, you can always put hardwood in each of the bedrooms or change out all the floors upstairs after the carpet has gone through its economic life. Lastly, as realtors, we have our forms that we use with AREA, Alberta Real Estate Association. We used to write up offers on those purchase contracts while we negotiated the price with the builders, and then once everything was determined, we would write it up on a builder's contract, because on the back of the builder's contract was the new home warranty. Alberta has a 10-year homeowner's warranty on new properties. Now what we tend to do is we write up the terms. Often it's an email exchange or a conversation that is just recorded on notepaper. It goes directly onto a builder's contract, and that is what we sign. All builders' contracts are different because they're drafted by their lawyers. So it's very important that your realtor reads through the contract as well as you to make sure that there's no little bumps in the road as we go towards possession day. On the note of possession, new construction can be a little bit more unpredictable. We have so many more trades and supply issues now more than ever that we don't always get a guaranteed possession day until we're about 30 days out. So often the contract will say possession is, for example, mid-August. So we're all under the presumption it's August 15th, but we don't know it's August 15th until July 15th comes around. The builder will issue you a letter confirming your date of possession based on when they expect things to be completed. And as can be expected, sometimes there are delays. My clients in the past have been very fortunate to get possession, usually within a week to 10 days of what the estimated possession date is. But be prepared, especially if you're renting, don't give your notice yet until you have a fixed and final date and you're within that final 2 weeks, because things change. I've seen some clients, not mine, but they have had 3, 4, and even 6 months delays depending on the supply chain. Thank you so much for tuning into Real Estate 101 and this video on buying from a builder. I hope you learned how a realtor can save you time and money when purchasing new construction. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to keep up with more real estate videos, please hit the subscribe button below. I publish new videos each week. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.